ShowBizz, we did it again. Hey, yo, what?
Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right.
Left hand's too low, my ninja.
Guard up, not below, my ninja.
Nello's don't hold, my ninja.
Piece of foam, don't fall, my ninja.
This is a fatal flaw.
Crash out for Omaha.
What's the best punch against a southpaw? What time?
Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right.
It's true.
Be prepared for the straight right.
Left hand too low, my ninja.
Guard up, not below, my ninja.
Nello's no hold, my ninja.
Piece of foam, don't fall, my ninja.
This is a fatal flaw.
Crash out for Omaha.
What's the best punch against a southpaw? No.
Right hand from Madrimov and he grabs on.
A warrior, is he not?
From a sword to a Glock.
3 minutes each round.
Open threes, get your
He
shot.
can't move, he ain't young.
Think his legs will be shot.
He's been fighting too long.
38's get
Prepare
shot.
for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right.
Let's go.
Be prepared for the straight right.
Let's go.
Be prepared for the straight right.
Up off that. Yeah. Yes. Up off. Bye. Hey. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what day it is, huh? Yeah. Yeah. It's Taco Tuesday. Let me see. Biz, quit playing and get in there. Ryan Garcia. Bye. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the adult. All right, man, look. Look at who we have here. Let me see who we have up in here. Let me see. Back up. He said, put the Ricky Bums on. What up, Biz? I know we gotta talk about that. Let me see. Ray 1400. What's going on with you? Whoops. All right, man. Look. First I want to say this. Everybody, welcome to the Taco Tuesday. If you haven't done it, please close out the chat, hit the damn like, and give it up for the Vaughn and Hill.
Bring on this with the laugh and do the cabbage patch. She's a pretty lady and then sign some autographs. The burn young man can shaboing boing.
Hit the Tyson bell. And wait a minute, hold up. Oh, I swear before Lord, what took us too long to give it up to the lady?
You should let me in. You deserve. No, you deserve
Baby. Hold on, let me see it. Wait a minute. We can't cap on a.
Put it simply in here. I like surprises. I came here for prizes. Big booty and thighs is promising my guys is how I could get inside this. Stupid, I realize this, but there's so much I wanna know about you, but I don't really wanna know. That's what they say. You make it too hard for a nigga. I got you, but I got the time. Let's make it work.
Hit the Tyson bell. Shit. And hold on. Are we in the building? Are we or are we not in the damn building? You got that right, Unc. Hell no. We outside.
Anything can happen when you're outside. You can lose a fight, see a chick, have a con with that vibe. You can ride a bike, see a nigga, and ask him if he's alright.
Let me see. Hit the like and call out the war room. There's a rumble on the horizon. You ain't lying. Hit the Tyson bell. Oh, shit. And that's the Black Dodgers. Hey. How you guys doing? How you guys doing today? The song convinced me Bud might lose. Dude, let me tell you something. Let's talk. We gonna talk about the punch that will knock out Terrence Bud Crawford from Saul Canelo Alvarez. We're gonna talk about that because I already did a video on the punch from Crawford that would beat Canelo. I did that months ago. I said the straight jab to the waistline. I made a short about it. Everybody was upset and all that shit. I'm like, what is going on around here? All right. So now I'm doing the punch that will KO Bud from Canelo Alvarez. You guys know I'm going to bet upwards of $20,000 on Canelo Alvarez to beat Terrence Bud Crawford. I ain't got it in me to bet on the KO, though I think Canelo Alvarez is going to knock his ass out. And I have my reasoning for it. So we're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about Shakur Stevenson and what Shakur Stevenson had to say about Gervonta Tank Davis. Also, Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford were on Ring with Shaquille, and everybody's talking about this. Canelo talking about his resume. We'll talk about it. It is funny. I like that Canelo talked this shit, but there was stuff from Bud that I really liked that I kind of peeped about Bud that I didn't recognize until that interview. But the things that Canelo was saying, it didn't shock me because, I mean, Errol Spence said it. Everybody acting like it's a new thing. We've been saying this for a long time. But what shocked people was Bud's response. So we'll talk about that. Also, His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh had a few announcements on his ideas on upcoming events. And that's the Black Two Sugars. All right, don't lose the mortgage. Don't worry about that. I would never do that. Okay. Now it's time for the other side to get mad at the formula. You're right. If you guys didn't see it, listen. I was doing some homework on Terrence Bud Crawford, right? And it wasn't, the homework I was doing wasn't for me to find out anything new about Terrence Bud Crawford. What I was going to do, what I end up doing later, is I was going to put together video clips of how Terrence Bud Crawford loves to trade. See, Bud is not what people say, and this fight isn't how people break it down. And it drives me crazy, like no one else. It drives me crazy, and I can't help myself. Terrence Bud Crawford has never fought like a slick fighter. And I don't know, he never ran. He never fought slick. He is an athletically gifted fighter who uses feet and hands together to attack. Yes, to attack from angles. He actually uses his feet to get out the way and get right back. He did that with Errol Spence. He did that with Kell Brook. It's like a whoop, bam, boom. It's not, he's not fighting like Floyd. And I don't know why. He's not even fighting like Bivol. Exactly. Yeah. He doesn't fight like, the guy be throwing his hands and he throws combinations for a long period of time. And sometimes he has his hands too low. He gets caught. Terrence Crawford has been getting hit flush repeatedly forever. But he has what I like to call the Paul Williams disease or the Mark Breland disease, where you've been too athletically gifted or too big for your op. So you have built this bad habit of saying, now I'm gonna walk you down and whip your ass. Nobody has really been able to hurt Crawford. What Crawford does to walk you down and whip your ass, he did it with David Evanesian. He did it with the Mean Machine. He was doing it with Madrimov. What he ends up doing is putting his guard up, very similar to Canelo, or he'll do this, and he would block with that hand, he'll parry, and he'll hit, right? Because he's just too physical. He will end up being like, bam, bam, catching your punches to throw his, and he'll walk you down. He did it with Sean Porter. The guy isn't this slick thing. He's kind of like a athlete, but when he gets defensive to walk you down, he blocks more than anything. And my problem with that is you're dealing with a 168-pound Canelo who's going to hit your arms, hit your shoulders. It's going to feel different. I've never known Crawford to box off his back foot, swim without getting wet, and just outpoint you. That's not him. That's not him. So while I was trying to put that together, I noticed that when he is getting hit, in the exchange is usually by a straight right. So much so that I've noticed that his ops plan to land the straight right. David Evanesian, the Meme Machine, Madrimov, Gamboa. These fighters literally study Crawford and plan on throwing a straight right because he's a southpaw and he's not a natural southpaw. So they actually planned for it. It's just that Terrence Crawford is so damn durable and good and athletic that even when they're landing it, he's okay. And a lot of times he kind of make them miss, or he'll give them his face like Sugar Ray Leonard, love him to death, and he'll step back and go bam, right? He'll because his feet are so good, right? So he'll get caught with it a few times. That's why I said he's a fighter. Crawford is more of a fighter than a slick boxer. I've been saying that for him. Is that snack? Hey, let me tell you something. There is a chance that no fighters are using snack. That sounds crazy. Listen, but we'll get to that on another day. All right, there's a chance that actually none of them use snack. They just take the sponsorship. But we ain't gonna do that. There's 1,400 people in here. I don't want to start no shit. All right, but I'm just saying they're okay. Stop. Fine. I'm just saying there's a job. Fine. But that's okay. Let me see. Put the straight right on. Okay, hold on. That it is very possible. Hey, hold on, everybody. Did y'all miss the song? The song explains it so eloquently to the point where I don't have to. I got clips. Yeah, you know what? Put the song on. Put the song on. This right here. And the funny thing is, I'm late because I thought of the song. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in the shower. Like, oh, the straight right. So I'm like, all right, let me find a beat. I found a beat, and then there was a Kendrick Lamar beat type beat, which made me laugh because they called Crawford Kendrick Lamar. So I said, let me. So then I freestyled, and then that's what took so long. But here, I did it this morning, like an hour or so ago. Okay, everybody. Here's a song. And it's not a hating song. It's to, just like the Born Arrow Effect with Devin Haney, this is a song called The Straight Right. ShowBizz, we did it again. Hey, yo, boy.
Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right.
Left hand's too low, my ninja.
Guard up, now blow my ninja.
Nellos don't hold my ninja.
He's form, no for my ninja.
This is a fatal flaw.
Crash out for Omaha.
What's the best punch against a southpaw? What time?
Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right.
It's true.
Be prepared for the straight right.
Left hand too low, my ninja.
Guard up, now below my ninja.
Nellos no hold my ninja.
He's a form, no for my ninja.
This is a fatal flaw.
Crash out for Omaha.
What's the best punch against a southpaw?
No.
Right hand from Madrimov, and he grabs on.
A warrior, is he not?
What's a sword to a Glock?
3 minutes each round.
Open threes, get your
He
shot.
can't move, he ain't young.
Think his legs will be shot.
He's been fighting too long.
38's get
Prepare
shot.
for the straight right. Be prepared for the straight right.
Let's go.
Be prepared for the straight right.
Let's go.
Be prepared for the straight right.
Oh, my bad. Listen. And when I crash out for Omaha, but when I think of Canelo straight right, which op did he land the most violent straight right on? What is the most violent straight right you've seen from Canelo? Undefeated. With Khan. Y'all, no one knows boxing like the War Room. That's damn near the last time I saw somebody match his height. That's the last time I seen somebody. Speaking of which, Canelo had some Frankenstein stacks on. Like the stacks, I was like, I know Canelo was taller than Crawford. Brother, please. The stacks that dude had on, he had some Frankenstein. He could barely walk. I'm like, okay, never mind. Okay, hold on. Let me see what you have to say. Gas. You got gas, brother? Just fought. Unless you're at work, don't do that because that's not. People be eating and shit. Let me say, hey Biz, if you had to choose between the PBVs, which one would you pick? Usyk Dubois or Berlanga versus Shiraz? Usyk Dubois. If I had to pick, yeah. Off topic, but who is your favorite southpaw fighter ever? Switch hitter. Okay, so I can't say Hagler. Almost said Pacquiao, but Sweet Pea would have. Shit, hold on. Let me. Because Michael Moore is my guy, dog. Michael Moore is my guy. Let me see. I just do not see Crawford taking vicious body shots from Nello for 12 rounds. Exactly. Crawford gets hit, and when Nello connects, the fight would be over. When Canelo connects, the fight with Crawford's getting up, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. The thing about Crawford, okay, hold on. Prediction for Paul versus Chavez. I got Jake in 3 rounds, brother. Jake gonna win. If there's gonna be somebody to beat Jake, it won't be Chavez. Let me see, but I love him. That's my brother. We talk all the time. But the song, brother, was Gas. Oh, my bad. Love you, boy. So I'm too old for this shit. I'm like Lieutenant Murtaugh on Lethal Weapon, dog. I'm getting too old for this shit. All right, listen. Buzz a dog. Thank you. If there's going to be an X factor that gets Bud over the hill in this fight, is going to be Canelo tripping on how many punches Crawford is willing to throw and land on him in a row. When it comes to speed, I'm not worried about Crawford's movement around the ring versus Canelo. When I think of Crawford's speed, I think of his combinations. That's why I said 3 points get you shot. I was just talking about his 3-punch combination. When he goes bam, bam, bam. I'm thinking he's going to get up. I'm thinking Crawford gets up. And Crawford has a chance to win with his busyness down the stretch. The only problem is I saw him getting tired against Madrimov. That's my problem. But his busyness down, because Canelo gets tired. Let me see. ShowBizz. People are underestimating Canelo. How? Bud got rocked by Gamboa, dropped by Mean Machine. Madrimov hit Bud so much. Bud I know. Bud be getting caught. Bud be getting caught. And I show some of that. But I want you to check something out. Let's start going to the receipts. Hold on. I want to play this first because I feel like getting motivated.
Squad up. Let's go.
Let's go, dog. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Receipts, motherfucker! Dog. I wonder what we shoot him on before throwing the plane. He said, I got laid off and got a $30 and an hour raise. I'm letting the light in. Wait, you got laid off and got a 30. Boy, hold on. I got laid off and got a $30 an hour raise. Let the light in, brother. let the light in, brother. Okay. Hold on. Shout out to the war room. Love you, boy. You know we do. Okay. Check this out.
I'll just keep it real. I'm hunting him. That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got. And I'm going to take it come September 13th.
I believe him. I believe him. Terrence Crawford, that's his mentality, period. And that's his mentality in the ring. Terrence Crawford ain't going to be backing up. He's going to be going back and forth, side to side. And all of it is going to be accompanied with action. Crawford is going to, he's going to try to get him. Now, I'm going to break down the whole resume conversation. All right. But I'm going to put something on your dome before you watch it and before I break it down. Terrence Crawford enjoys the fact that Canelo really thinks he can beat him. Crawford laughs and smiles genuinely because it makes his heart warm that he's looking at a guy who thinks he ain't shit. I understand Crawford. I get that. How many of you guys ever argued with somebody, or you're in the house, you ain't even trying to fight, and that person getting lit, and you just like, this mug don't know that I will whoop his ass. Have that ever happened to you before? Like, you look and just be like, this. I mean, no, I ain't gonna do nothing. But the funniest thing is, he really thinks that I won't whoop his ass. Right? That I'm telling you, that's what Buzz doing when I play this. Another thing. Here's another thing. A lot of brothers don't want to admit this because for some reason, though it's 2025 and it's far less racially crazy as it was in yesteryear, we are more racially divided now than ever. So it's like, yo, you got to stick to it. I don't know where the hell that's coming from. But what my brothers won't admit, a lot of us won't admit, we like Canelo. When Canelo is like, you ain't fight nobody, like who? It's just hilarious. It's almost adorable. It's almost adorable, bro. I don't know what it is. Yo, you'll see. That's why Bud is just like, it's almost like this guy's hilarious. This guy's adorable. let me see. It's almost like you want to hang with tonight. You my guy, bro. Come on over here, man. We get the club or something. I think Bud genuinely likes Canelo. He's like, yo, we could, after this, we can hit the club or something. Let me see. That mentality is what's going to get his ass knocked out. Of course, sometimes our pride and ego are, but it's going to make for a good, that's what makes him a warrior. He's looking forward to it. Bud admitted to getting hurt by Gamboa and Mean Machine in the GOAT interview with Shaq. Yeah. He also admitted it with $1 million worth of game. Let me see. I gotta believe that Nello and his team know to go to the body. Of course, that's all they do. Hard, early, pause against Bud to slow him down, and his elbows, arms, and make his punches less. See, if you hit him in the arm and elbows and stuff enough, he ain't gonna be able to have those combinations later. You know what I'm saying? If you start punching at his guard while he's blocking, you can still rock his head. You know, it's not a video game. Canelo and Bud both lose to this up and coming boxer, Gabe Itch. Okay. Can Crawford take Nello shots to the arms though? No. English Nello is gold. English Nello cracks me the hell up. Okay. So let's check out the receipts. The whole Bud resume thing. This is going.
Give me wrong. Okay. He's a good fighter, a great fighter. I always say before I see him calling me out and won the fight and everything. I see before. I say before he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Oh, so he wasn't commercialized. He wasn't a great. Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
What? 40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Poster in my gym. I saw that.
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
Ricky Bones doesn't elite.
Okay,
he's not elite.
It's cool.
Is there
I'm going to fight another elite
There is
fighter
a champions,
in
good fighters, but elite fighters is different. Wait.
So I'm gonna fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we're
we're gonna find out.
Then we're gonna find out. Then we're
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter. But are you gonna find out? I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money because it's gonna be the last. That's
it
for
may
sure.
be. It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, never same after me.
It's his head movement, dog. It's his head movement. Yeah, you look at my career, they're never the same after me. Yes, they are, dog. Bivol was doing yeah, me too. How about that? Brother, Bivol's doing just fine. Laura got better. Laura actually improved. No, that's my guy, dog. Canelo's my guy, dog. Listen, did Canelo call him Ricky Bums? It was like Ricky Bums. All right. I thought Canelo beat Laura, like seriously beat him. Let me see. Gabe Itch, Tish, as hell. Let me see. Name one elite like Nello. Do you think Nello is taking this fight more seriously than his last three? Yeah, I think he's taking it extremely seriously. Tom Brady being there is so random. Well, the show is called like Goated, so he's definitely a goat. He should be there as much as Shaq. Let me see. Can you break down Wilder versus Herndon on Friday? No, I mean Wilder wins, dog. Unless Herndon. I've been seeing Herndon get his ass. He's one of those guys who no disrespect, but he's always getting his ass whipped. You know, you kind of bring him in and get his ass whipped. You know, so if Wilder loses it's not anything that Herndon is doing. Wilder's one of the greatest heavyweights ever, right? He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, so that makes him one of the greatest, right? It'll just be Wilder being done. The fact that Crawford walked Canelo down is absurd. Yeah. He had the crowd with him. It was the momentum, but it looked dope. Buzz still better go raw with that snack. I wash up in it. Let me see. It's the boxing revolution. Let's make it work. Wash up. English Nello is goated. Okay. Let me see. Computer Raw. Alberto fight protocols. It don't matter. Bud by unanimous decision. You're hilarious. Does Bud hit harder than Plant? No. So, I mean, at least I don't think so. Not at 168. At least I don't think so. But here, Bud was very strategic when he said, I don't know why everybody bring up Postal, bruh. Just like Canelo said, Postal love him like a play cousin, but Bud, that was not, it was a shock to people because they didn't know who Bud was. Postal isn't an all-time great fighter, man. He's not, bro. All right, I mean, we know this. Ricky Burns isn't either. Okay, but Bud always bring those guys up. He doesn't bring up Sean Porter. It's like, why not? He doesn't bring up Errol Spence or Kell Brook or Amir Khan. Here's why. Okay, here's why. Where can we buy tickets for the fight? Should I wait? Yeah, you gotta wait because not all the time do tickets go on sale immediately. I don't know if y'all ever noticed. That's another thing. I was getting DMs of people saying, "Hey, why isn't the tickets on sale?" Number one, as if I know. But number two, I don't know how many press conferences I've seen where they say tickets goes on sale next Friday. Like, I mean, that's always happens. I don't care who it is. Top Rank, PBC, Golden Boy, tickets go on sale next week and all kinds of shit. Right? So, I mean, yeah, the ticket's not for sale yet, but it will be. Let me see. Canelo saying Uncle Turki is diabolical. That is diabolical. But listen. The reason why Crawford says those guys and not Errol Spence and them is because I think Crawford knows. And you know what I'm going to say. All right, let's just keep it real, dog. Okay. Sean Porter was done, dog. He was done, dog. He was done. Though I think Crawford would have beaten him anyway. Let me see. Nah, that's true though, Biz. I never hear him bring up those two. That's crazy. Bruh, he can't bring up Kell Brook. Kell Brook was such a shell of himself. Amir Khan, you can't bring them up. And Errol Spence, I think he should, but he's already said that Errol Spence isn't a great. He said he's not a Hall of Famer. So you can't answer the Canelo, what elite fighter did you fight? And you bring up Errol Spence. But before that, Canelo said you only had one fighter, Errol Spence. So that took the Errol Spence argument away anyway. So he was left with his resume. And I don't mind Crawford's resume because I know he had the horns and he was getting avoided too, right? But the truth of the matter is he doesn't have a resume. I mean, if you're a Bud buddy, you would try to amp up his resume. But if you're a human being, just looking at it, he doesn't have the type of resume you write home about. He just doesn't. But the thing is he's still a great fighter, right? Like Larry Holmes is one of the greatest heavyweights ever. But if you look at his resume, it's like everybody was old. Yeah, Norton and Shavers and shit. Wait, he fought Cooney in the race fight, right? He lost against Michael Spinks twice. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at Larry Holmes' resume, it's kind of like, man, he doesn't really have a great, old ass Ali. He does, but when you look at Larry Holmes, you know he's one of the greatest ever. Porter is not C-level, dog. That guy's Hall of Famer. But with that said, Kell Brook is a good name, but when he fought, so you can try to make it big. You could try to amplify Terrence Crawford's resume, but it's not really that good. But his accomplishments are great. So it's kind of like, right? And it's to the point where when he fought Madrimov, people are like, Madrimov is the next Ezra Charles. His footwork was so, we can watch Madrimov versus Crawford. We can watch that fight. And I swear to God, Madrimov's footwork was okay, but it didn't do anything to Ortiz, right? People act like Madrimov has the best, the most educated feet and feints that they've seen since Archie Moore. And it's like, brother, he was all right. The reason why that looked like that is because Crawford is getting longer in the tooth and he was at 154. But you got to not dial in on that, because then you got to think, well, he's only a year older and he's going 2 weight classes heavier. So it kind of makes the fight like, okay, that's way less likely. And plus, Canelo Alvarez, the last thing on your mind is Skull. So now they switch. So it's like, oh, Canelo couldn't catch Skull. He can't catch Crawford. You know, you're trying to come up with ways to bring the fight closer. And I get it. But if common sense, Madrimov wasn't on Crawford's level. It's just that 54, a little more weight on him, a little longer in the tooth. It's rough. Let me see. Ricky Bonds. Let me see. Bud already in doubt. He said he's 70% certain he'll win on the Piers Morgan show. He never would have said that against anyone else. That shit was weird. That's good. That means that he's not looking at Canelo as just easy work. Also, it could mean that he was in the gym and like, God, I just feel more sluggish. It's like, yeah, bro, because you got to get to 180 of muscle and then cut down and not be fat. You got to somehow be bulky, and your body's going to have to be able to carry this and move, like what Roy Jones did against Ruiz. And that's hard to do. Let me see. Quick question. Bud versus Thurman. Who y'all had? I'm in their primes. That's a tough fight. Thurman could have been the best one. He refuted his own resume by saying Errol wasn't Hall of Fame. Yeah, that was rough. Let me see. Would you agree that each fighter presented a different problem for Bud? well, that's everybody. Maybe Gamboa's speed and Ricky's size was more of an issue for Bud than Errol's jab, which Bud took away. Yeah, but also, Derek, listen. There are rules and then there's reality. This is what I mean. You're bullied as a boxing fan, you're bullied into following the rules and ignore the reality. The rules are say that was a great Errol Spence and no excuses. The reality is that Errol Spence was trash and everyone knows it. Say that was the best Devin Haney versus Ramirez. No excuses. Okay, but the truth of the matter is that Haney was trash. The Haney we know would have whooped Ramirez from pillar to post. There would have been no need to box and so-called box and touch and make sure you not get hurt. The Ryan Garcia that fought Rolly was trash. So you got these rules. You got these rules in play. When you look at Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, the rules tell you that you can't look at it for what it is. For some reason, you can't. But the truth of the matter is, bro, it's like when Lennox beat Mike Tyson. No, that's Mike Tyson. No excuses. He should have prepared. But that wasn't Mike, though. Now, you can say whatever you want. That Mike was damn sure not Mike. You can say whatever you want. Lennox Lewis was older. Whatever you want. That Mike was far from Mike than Lennox was from Lennox. Hey, Buster Douglas beat him fair and square. That Booger Sugar Mike, it is, but, you got rules. You looked at Errol and was like, brother, the running back gang, Errol, the one that came in eyes puffy and he was half sleepy and then he got dropped by a jab. You barely ever seen Errol hurt and he got dropped by a jab. It's like, brother, yeah, that was the best Errol we've seen. That brother got flown out of a Ferrari. There's a good chance that Errol versus Garcia and the Errol that fought Ugas was a shell of himself. There's a good chance of it. That he wasn't actually back when we thought he was. All I know is that wasn't the fight that we weren't dumb for thinking that fight was closer. Everybody had that fight 50-50. We didn't think that was going to show up. That's the truth of the matter. Now, I got enough from that fight to feel that Terrence Crawford would have beaten the best Errol. That's how I feel about it. That wasn't the best Errol, but I can imagine the best Errol. And I'm like, he still wouldn't have beat Terrence Crawford. That's how I feel about it. So I'm fine. Let me see. Are there any actual elite fighters in Bud resume? Yeah, Gamboa was elite. The thing is, though, I remember the fight like yesterday. I remember Crawford on first breaking on the scene. I've been following Crawford's whole career. I love him like play. I thought Crawford and Thurman or Errol could be a fight back when he was a lightweight, because I remember looking at him versus Gamboa. Gamboa was my guy, but he was gone for a while and came back. I looked at Crawford and said, he's way too big. So Gamboa was elite, but Crawford was way too big, bruh. That's what happens when you're a big, great guy against a small, great guy. But Gamboa was elite, yeah. It's like Tank destroying Gamboa, or Devin Haney destroying Gamboa. That wasn't Gamboa. But hit harder than Caleb Sweet Hugs Plant. But okay. Who you think is the perfect sparring partner for Crawford to get ready for Canelo style wise? Oh shit, I don't even know, bro. I don't know who would spar him. Oh man, I don't know. Let me see. Errol got rocked in the Ugas fight. He did get rocked in the Ugas fight. We try to ignore that shit. Okay. Virgil Ortiz I know, but he would never spar. I mean, that's just make believe. I'm just thinking of who can you get that would actually get in the ring and spar with Crawford and be a sparring partner. I don't think Virgil Ortiz would do that. I don't think Bivol would do it either. Actually spar, because he has a fight. Or maybe he would. I don't know. Okay. Let's move forward. So I did a poll on my different social media platforms, on YouTube, on X, and on Instagram. And the poll was, and I added Dana White. I think I added His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. I wanted the fan base to vote on what size they want the ring to be for Canelo versus Crawford. I was just curious. And the reason why I made a poll is because I think that boxing is a service and they provide a product as well. And I think the customer demands should dictate what we get. There's a lot of people that's like, no, tell us what to get. Let the fighters choose everything and tell us what to expect so we can spend our money. That's fugazi to me. Is our paying dollar the only reason why they're getting paid? The only reason why they make millions is because of our hardworking money. So I'm collecting the data on you, and don't think beta, but think alpha. Like, yeah, I'm important. It's my paying dollar that moves this whole needle. What you would like to see, right? And then I hopefully His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and Dana White saw it, but I'm going to cover it here. I attended the fight, and everyone got quiet when Errol legs buckled. I was there. Not only that, but his mouth guard came. Oh, you talking about Ugas? Yeah. I heard Terrence was sparring Bivol or training. I heard he was training with him. But if he spars on that, I mean, do you think Bud beats the best Errol the same way? The same way? No, it doesn't look the same, but I think he beats him. Yeah. Who had the worst performance? And because Terrence didn't know what he could do with Errol until Errol couldn't hurt him, right? Terrence said, "Oh, that's it." Remember that first round, Errol kind of got busy, but Terrence was look at that whole fight. He was like, "Oh, that's it," and then he just started opening up on him. He respected Errol at first. He was going to box and respect him and collect data, but then he got hit a few times and was like, "He ain't even swatting." Over with. Let me see. Who had the worst performance in their last showing? I think Canelo didn't show much in his last fight, but adjusted. Canelo just complained. Okay. Let me see. Good sparring partner for Bud is John Ryder, Oscar Duarte, Armando. Yeah, Resendez. Yeah, I hear you. Gamboa was undefeated. Bud versus Gamboa was ring fight of the year. Yeah, man, Gamboa was undefeated. He was just so small. Shout out to Biz, man. 100 grand. Love it. Love you, boy. Okay. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to keep it real, though we all think the same thing. You're just ignoring it depending on who you favor or fanboy for. But let's look at this. Okay. So 2,474 people. What that's on Instagram. 60% said 18 by 18. So most people on Instagram want a smaller ring. As for X, once again, most people want 18 by 18. That's 49% on X, and 796 voted. And the majority on YouTube, where most of the war room reside, actually has majority 20 by 20, finding a sweet spot between 20 by 24 and 18 by 18. 48% though, so it's barely. I'm going to do the average of all the percentages, but I think it's pretty clear that most people across all platforms prefer 18 by 18. But it was good to see, though, that 20 by 20 is a sweet spot for us in the war room, majority of the war room here on YouTube. All right, hit the Tyson bell. 20 by 20 seems reasonable to me, but it's so funny how many people are really like 18 by 18. They want the action. Okay, which that's not really my thing. I told you I'm for the no running rule more than the smaller ring size. But it's not about me. It's about what the people want. Majority of the people want 18 by 18. They want as much action as possible. And they think it's enough room for both men to be able to move around, but not run. You can still move around, but you can't run. All right. So, okay. Either way, it could be 40 by 40 and Crawford ain't going nowhere. Crawford, he loves action too much, so it doesn't matter. Gamboa and Mean Machine had Crawford buckled, and they think Canelo left hook won't do damage to Bud. Y'all see the left hook versus Plant and Berlanga. That left hook was so tremendous against Berlanga. It wasn't even funny. That was one of that was the left hook that went from 0 to 100 just like that. And it made me say Canelo's going to be matching Crawford's hand speed more than people think. Not Canelo's going to be 10 times faster than Crawford. I want people to overdo it. People start crying and overdoing it. I'm just saying it's going to be closer than people think, with Bud Crawford being 38 and packing on so much weight to be able to fight him at 168. Not to say Canelo's going to be Sugar Ray Leonard and Crawford's going to be better Butterbean. I know how you guys exaggerate with everything I say. I'm just saying it's going to be closer than people think. All right. Okay. Let's move forward. Let's take a quick break and let's do a look at that. Hold on real quick. Let's do a look at that.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
I don't see it.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
Look at that.
Check this out. You know what? That was bad at the beginning. He was so busy, he couldn't even flex. He was so busy using his peripheral to see where the car was. And whoever was hanging on was hanging on for dear life. There was nothing flexy about. Check it. You can't be flexing and careful at the same damn. Okay, I can see right now the problem is he had to play the song by his phone first and then put it back. It was rough. It was a rough coordinate. Right there. Okay. So let's exfoliate. Check out what His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh had to say about Gervonta Tank Davis and Al Haymon joining Riyadh season to put the fight on.
We saw Gervonta Davis a couple of days ago say on Twitter that now he wants to maybe work with you.
I don't have a problem with him or any fighters.
Yeah.
If he respects what we are doing to the boxing, I don't have any problem. And if he want the green light from Haymon, we work with Haymon now.
Correct.
In each card, we have 1 or 2 fights with Haymon. It depends about him. If he want to enjoy the fast training for the glory, he know where he can search.
Yeah.
And of course, I like and I respect the loyalty for his partner Haymon. Of course, this is something make him, in my eyes, big, and I respect it because the loyalty is important in the life. And he's good fighter. But he need to understand that what we are doing is important for boxing. We work with who respect us, and we have a tough fight. We don't have normal fight.
He said over here we have tough fights. Is we're gonna find out season over here. 2 things. One, somebody brought up, said loyalty ? There's a huge amount of loyalty with the fighters and Al Haymon. If you don't know that, you just got to watch more boxing. Okay. Al Haymon has been like a big brother, father figure, uncle to these fighters. And he has really built a great relationship to the point where they appreciate him and they're very loyal to Al Haymon. So, and that right there, you can't help but to love that. All right. I have nothing but love for that. All right. Number 2, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh said the fast train is moving. We always say that in the war room. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is a part of the war room, dog. Is part of war room. The fast train is moving, bro. and everybody's on that train fighting each other. And you can only say for so long, I stand on my own and everybody else is this and everybody else is that, until it start being like, hey man, get on the train so we can watch y'all fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I can look at you alone and say that, yeah, you're doing it alone and you're over there alone. But at the end of the day, I want to watch fights. Unless you're the type that be like, yeah, I just like looking at them on Instagram. If you that type of brother, then it is what it is. You know, I just want to, but I like to see Tank fighting. So you can only say that so long before it's like, but come on, man, let's scrap, or do it in a way where it's like, yeah, you chose it. It's a collaboration. You own yourself, however you want to say it. But as long as y'all scrap, I'm good. Now, another thing that His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh said that I really been saying from the very beginning over and over again is that he works with Al Haymon almost every Riyadh season. There's PBC fighters all the time on Riyadh. That's the part I don't get. If Al Haymon works with Turki, they always work together. I'm constantly seeing PBC fighters on there. And I mean, you can have PBC versus a PBC fighter on Riyadh season. That's what kills me. Yeah, I mean, just looking at Rayo versus Pitbull on Riyadh season. So it's like they've been working. He said we get at least 2 PBC fighters every Riyadh season. What the hell's going on around here? That's the part that gets me. I don't know why they act like there's a divide. They're all working together. The resume talk needs to stop, because if Bud wins, it also means Canelo wasn't elite. Canelo words. No, Canelo said you haven't fought anyone elite. And that's why Crawford responded. And he said, but I will September 13th. And he said, okay, yeah, we'll find out. You got to listen, bro. Like, dude, y'all be walking around thinking negatively and thinking bad towards people because y'all ain't listening in the first place. He said, who have you fought that's elite other than Errol Spence? Not that you fighting me is, once again, you're not fighting someone elite, bro. Brother, the brain, bro. Let me see. Bud is going to gas him out. You saw it in the Bivol fight. Nello got frustrated. See, this is ridiculous. Dark 80s man, brother. Love you like a plate. You are dark though, bro. Shit. I can't make out nose. Brother. Brother, I love you like a plate, cuz. Yeah, that you let me know what real is. You real. You from the root. Brother, I love you like a plate. Either way. Here's what I want to say. Bud is going to gas him out. Listen, bro. If you understand physics at all, Bivol was a light heavyweight. Dark 80s man, you seem to be a big brother. You ain't a small brother, I'll tell you that. If I wrestled with you, I would burn out faster than I wrestled with somebody who's 160 pounds. Right? I'm 215. If I wrestle with somebody 160 pounds, it's going to be different than me trying to move you around, brother. If we wrestled, I'm burnt out fast. Okay? That's the difference. Bivol burnt him out because his jab was coming from light heavyweight. Right? He put on extra weight. Canelo's already maxed out at 168. He becomes more of a butterball at 175, so he got extra weight on him. He tried to walk, and Bivol's like, bam, 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 bam. That's different, bro. You burn out. I promise you burn out, my brother. Hold on, let me see. Let me see what you have to say. I think we got some more. How we got more? Michael Smith already spoke to that, brother. Let me see. Another fighter loyal to Al Haymon is Benavidez. They all are. GOAT fighters or GOAT fights is, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s were 20 by 20. Yeah, I like 20 by 20. It just seemed like, if 20 by 24 is huge and 18 by 18 is kind of small, it ain't tiny, but it's pretty small. Then 20 by 20. You know? Let me see. Do you think Crawford talking like he's not overly confident is a trick to get Canelo to let his guard down? He's doing a lot. Crawford is doing a lot manipulating. He's having a good time. The likelihood of Crawford gassing is a possibility because he hasn't fought at 168, not the other way around. Yeah, I know. Listen, they both gonna gas. Okay, let me tell you why. If anything, y'all should be worried about Bud gas. You should be worried about Bud gassing because he going up to 168. That's 3 divisions from where he feels comfortable. Okay. And 2, he's 38. He's gonna be 38. 3, his legs aren't what y'all think they are. All right. Canelo gasses because I got knee issues. And when you got a knee, hey, bruh, you got a knee? You got a knee issue? Brother, a push here, a shove there, you gassing, bro. You gassing, bro. you gas. So they both gonna be sweating it out. But Canelo's always going 12. He ain't knocked anybody out in a minute. He's always going 12. So, Terence Crawford actually ain't gone 12 in a very long time. He went Jose Benavidez and Madrimov. Let me see. I'm going to put a rack on Crawford winning because I like his style of fighting. No hate for Canelo, though. I'm Mexican, so I win either way. That's funny as hell. Okay. All right. Let's move forward. Let's check out what His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh also said about a future event. Check this out, and this is going to make you, the War Room, I'm talking about the real ones from the War Room. Y'all going to lose your mind.
In December, we have the master.
Is this?
In December, we have the master, the real master. We have, in 27th of December, we have Haney.
Yeah.
We are thinking now, we are close to finish Haney against Picasso as main event. And all the card will be built as big fights, the biggest fights between Japan and Mexico.
So that'll be Mexicans and Mexican Americans. Of course, there's many great ones.
Yeah, against Japan. The top from both sides.
I don't think that's ever been done before.
This is real season.
War Room. How many times have y'all been up with me at 3, 4 in the morning watching Japanese fighting? And I say they have a very Mexican style. And I say all the time, the greatest war you can probably get is a Japanese fighter versus a Mexican. How many times have you heard me say that? And for him to put on an event, Japanese versus Mexico, Japan versus Mexico, be ready to see blood. Be ready to see violence. That they should have a parental advisory at the beginning of that event. There should be a rated R parental advisory. Every damn time I say that. That right. Listen, War Room. I love that you guys are valued as the customer, as the boxing fan. Honestly, we bring up the no running rule and stuff like that, and you have Japan against Mexico. It says a lot about y'all that the business of boxing knows that the War Room is going to consistently consume boxing. They know that for sure. So though y'all not the biggest group, you're only a percentage of boxing fans, you can still, if you're going to run a business, you can still look at the War Room and be like, okay, if you make them happy, it's kind of like making a comic book movie. You make a superhero movie, make the comic book fans happy. You make them happy. Everybody who don't even know comic books is going to be happy because you made them happy. So you make the War Room happy or the boxing fan happy, the casual is going to be happy anyway, because the boxing fan knows what a great product looks like, what great matchups are. You do Japan versus Mexico, brother. There's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing, bro. Let me see. All you want to while you shoot on before. Let me see. Tim Bradley just said that if Canelo couldn't knock out Charlo, how's he's going to knock out Crawford? Well, the thing is, Crawford said himself that Charlo ran. He said he didn't come to fight. I don't know how much boxing y'all watch. Okay, Timothy Bradley, I believe he knows better. But it's very hard. It's not impossible, but it's hard to knock out somebody who's not trying to fight. I've heard that so many times when it is very hard to knock. If you just want to run and not get hurt and put yourself in harm's way and cover up real tight and then run and cover, it's hard to knock that person out because they never put themselves in harm's way. They never give you the opportunity. They're not coming to fight. Crawford said his critique of it was Charlo didn't come to fight. So that's how you can knock out Crawford, because Crawford's going to come to fight, unlike Charlo. This is basic stuff. You know what I mean? He even dropped Charlo, but this is basic stuff here. This is a basic understanding here. So if Crawford tries to just not get knocked out and run around, then yeah, he'll survive. Bud could catch Canelo with a short hook he doesn't see on the inside like he did with Brook and Spence. That could hurt him because he wouldn't see it. Well, I saw Berlanga hit Canelo with a hook after the bell with his hands down. You're talking about not seeing some shit. He ain't see it, ain't expect it. And bam, Canelo just has a damn chin. If he hurts Canelo, that means that he hit him. I mean, anybody can get hurt. So that means he hit him in the perfect sweet spot. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. It would have to be all the line, the moons and stars got to be aligned. Japan's honor culture is perfect, good for, I mean, some of the best boxing TV you're going to see is Japanese cards. It's hard for me to miss a Japanese card. Let me see. Number one, Biz Natty here, 100% in on watching those fights. Oh my God. Oh my God. You can make that. You might as well have a Japanese and Mexican fighter fight in a 5x5, because you can make it 800 by 800 and they're going to sit right there, bro. Let me see. 38 added weight, 3 divisions up, 13-month layoff. That's what I'm saying. We're worried about Canelo gassing. I know, the guy who always goes the distance at 168. Y'all backwards. It's weird because Canelo just fought. Even in that conversation when Canelo's talking about his reservoir, Canelo said, you know, I'm about to go train. He said, I can't even focus on Bud right now because that was months ago. He said, I'm about to go train for William Skull, and then I'm going to take a break, and then the guy's been busy. Canelo has been busy. Crawford never really been busy. You know what I'm saying? So he fought Madrimov, who was getting his ass torched by Ortiz. Right? Before that, he fought Earl Spence. Okay. But before that, he fought David Evanesian. So he's had like 3 fights in like 3 years. You know, it's rough. It's rough. What makes Canelo hard to beat is after Mayweather, he doesn't put himself in position to get hurt or rocked. What do you think of that, Biz? Love you, boy. Well, he didn't get hurt or rocked by Mayweather. But if you're talking about after Mayweather, he understood the importance of defense real hard and being slicker. Yeah. But, you know, he's been caught on a few occasions. You know, Canelo just got he's just great, bro. That's what makes him hard to beat. He got great defense. He's a great boxer, great counter ability, right? A great chin, you know. The difference between Canelo and Crawford, and I've been saying this, is that if you think Crawford and Canelo's the same size, look at what who he's been fighting though. He's been making a career of fighting people 200 pounds. He's a little guy. And he's chasing people, making them back up, and they're 200 and some pounds. You know what I'm saying? He's always looking up. This is the first time I've seen him kind of halfway look across in a long time. He's always looking up at Danny Jacobs and Colin Smith. He almost broke his neck looking up at Colin Smith and Bivol, and he's always like this. So it's like, that's a great fighter, bro. It's not just power. You can't outpower guys that's that big. You got to have time and do the Kovalev. You got to do shit. You know, so the guy's fantastic, man. So it's going to be 2 fantastic fighters. That's all. You think Triple G will be ringside trolling? Oh, no, that would crack me the hell up. That'd crack me the hell up. Yeah, that's another thing. He fought Triple G 3 times. The guy's something else. Skills pay the bills. You want to talk about skills? He's been the small guy being skillful, very skillful, and he's fighting big skillful guys like Bivol. You know, so very skillful fighter. I mean, you can't take anything from either one of them, really. Let me see. Okay, we're going to check out this SuperCop. Then we're going to listen to what Shakur had to say about Gervonta, and then we're done for today. All right? But check out this damn SuperCop.
We getting drunk in this motherfucker high key.
Summertime shy, the city is dope. Cigars lit, plenty of smoke, plus Henny and Coke. Rumor is we went Hollywood, fuck what you thought. Spaghetti colored rain, shit dripping with sauce. Tony Soprano, with a mean bar handle, I'm on some other shit. 10 shots of Ciroc just for the fuck of it. I made a move, she made a move, we making moves. To the telly, no east, we play by different rules. Black Bears for the win, fourth quarter taking shots with the game on the line. Green light from the spot, feeling like Love De Leon on the rocks. Being sober in my presence, fuck around, get you shot. Maybe 2 with
Bruh, that dude got pulled over by the Avengers, bruh. He got pulled over by they were all brothers too. So the only one, he only got pulled over by the black side of the Avengers. He had Sam Wilson, they had Falcon, Black Panther, just the brothers. Well, that Miles Morales. Just look at Inoue versus Raymond Cardenas. Yeah, perfect example of Mexican versus Japan. That stuff is just they G.I. Joes, bro, all day long. That brother had to be like, I am flabbergasted. When he was driving and my man did the whip, and he was like, who is this, John Wick? Sam Wilson, yeah. Falcon. Would it be crazy to think that they both hurt each other and engage in a war in this fight? Would it be crazy to think that they both? Well, I don't think it's crazy. I think it's highly unlikely that Crawford can hurts Canelo. But because I've seen Canelo go toe to toe with Jaime Munguia and people can swat Kirkland, Cotto. You know what I'm saying? But I still think with combinations, maybe, the weird thing is when people talk about Buzz performance against Madrimov, once again, they act like Madrimov is damn Charlie Burley, that he's Black Murderers Row, bro. They act like he's Hooker and everybody from Murderers Row. When really Madrimov isn't as skillful as a fighter as Canelo is. Canelo move his head out the way and lean forward that and counter like he got shit. Canelo got a lot of shit he be on, bro. So I think he's too smart to have Crawford land the combinations needed to hurt him. What I don't want is for the fanboys of both to not see this fight for what it is. So I don't want the fanboys for Canelo to think, as soon as he touches Crawford, you're going to knock him out. Not true. Crawford's way more durable than that. He's more athletic than that. He's just more gifted than that. He's more physical than that. He's probably the best athlete in boxing today. So plus he's looking rugged. He's looking like he's putting on the weight good. So that you're dreaming if you think that. All right. And if you're a Crawford fan, I don't want you to think that Crawford is this crazy skill fighter and Canelo's just a brick Ben Grimm. You can't move. Then now you're lying to yourself. Because the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to have Hershey squirts come fight night because the nerve's going to kick in and you've been lying to the fans this whole time. Don't do that. Be nervous. This shit is rough. It's a good fight between two very skillful fighters. Very skillful. Two great legends. It's just that Terrence Crawford's given up everything to fight him. The age difference, the weight difference. He's given up more. Canelo just sitting there at 168. They're not doing a catch weight. Canelo doesn't have to do anything that he normally, but that's why Crawford is great. Because Crawford is like, no rehydration, no nothing. We scrapping. Did you watch the Matchroom card last Saturday? I can't even remember, bro. I don't think so because I can't remember. Okay. We're going to see Crawford jab this fight. Yeah, the jab be an invitation. It's going to be the jab ain't going to do it unless it's a jab to the body. What it's going to be is the athletic feet and the fist working together for crazy. He just got. It's just going to be crazy. It's just going to be a hard fight, man. It's just going to be a hard fight, bro. Crawford got to do a lot. It's going to be. He just got to do a ton. It's going to be a hard fight. A War is going to favorite Canelo. That'd be stupid as F on Bud's part. But once again, that's Bud. I should have put those videos together where I just could show you how much Bud goes to war. That's how he got dropped by Mean Machine. That's how he got hurt by Gamboa. That's why you see him getting caught by David Evanesian. Crawford is not what y'all say. He's. I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough. You'll see. You'll see. Come on. Okay. September 13th. Check out what Shakur Stevenson had to say about Gervonta Tank Davis.
I done said it 100 times. Like, I'm willing to.
Is it playing or is it?
I done said it 100 times. Like, I'm willing to make the fight happen. I still feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, more and more, you know, I mean, he got to go do what he got to do. But more and more, it's just kind of like, I don't want to keep chasing somebody that's like, he like a little girl, like he feel as though like you chasing after him. Like, no, I'm just trying to make the best fight in the sport. I'm trying to make boxing great. I want the best versus the best. I want to prove that I'm the best. That's all I want. It's not that I'm chasing you, that I keep your name in my mouth, or bro, it's the fight that the world want to see. It's the fight that the fans keep calling on. So that's why I'm saying it. But with him, it just seemed like, you know, he on some little girl shit to where it's like he feel as though you chasing after him, or like I need him or some shit. Like, nigga, I don't need you. I'm already fucking filthy rich my damn self, bro. So it's like it ain't even the money. It's just the fact that, nigga, we the best fighters in the sport of boxing. So I want to make the best fight the best. But if you feel as though you got some girl shit going on there, I really don't give a fuck about it like that.
No, you violated. Okay, so check. I think the girl shit was too far, but he's Tank's op. So go ahead, brother. Wild out. But I get what he's saying. I deal with this. I've been dealing with this my whole life, and I definitely deal with it in social media. In social media, you get to be. I didn't really know this type of guy until I went to college, because I was always around my brothers and we were in the hood. It was kind of different. But when I went to college, I started bumping into these type of men more often, and I get them in the chat too. There are real people talking real shit, and then there's people who just talk slick. And those people who talk slick think they're saying something real, but they just talking slick. They're not talking with anything with any kind of value to it. You know what I'm saying? So you get it even in the war room. I can be talking real about something. Oh man, you just saying that because you're a clown. You're just talking slick. You're just saying, oh, you must be getting paid. The same 5 phrases over and over and over again, because they don't know how to think. They just, what slick thing can I read somebody else say and then just repeat it? They have no value or merit to what they're saying, no depth to what they're saying. And that's what Shakur was talking about. Dude, I want to fight you. Why aren't you meeting with me with the same energy of let's fight each other? Because why did we do this in the first place? Forget the money, forget the clout, forget the social media words, forget the hashtags and the emojis, forget all the slick talk. Let's fight, because we just want to see who's best for the people. I'm trying to build a legacy. I did this. It has to be so heartbreaking for anybody, not just Shakur, but it has to be heartbreaking to be like, all right, I'm about to join a sport where real is versus real, because we're fighting and we love to fight each other, right? And then you go in there and you got slick talk. Yeah, man, you just clout chasing, man. Get my name out your mouth, man. I could have done this in the streets. I thought over here, that's where the gladiators reside, where we want to fight each other and test our might against each other. No, Nah, man, you just get, and that's why I say there's a difference between fighters and people in the chat. People in the chat talk slick, right? Man, you just clout chasing, or you just, you know what I'm saying? Just slick, nothing real. But come to find out, fighters are bumping into other fighters and they're saying shit. That's why he starts saying girl and stuff like that, which I don't think Tank is a girl. But I get what he means. And I'm not on Tank's side or Shakur. You heard me for a minute say that I thought Shakur ducked Tank. But with that said, I get it. Put the fight on, yes. But even still, even in conversation, I would like for you to sound realer than that. Even in conversation, we do want to fight each other, right? Yeah, okay. So let's figure this out. That's why Errol and Terrence happened so well. Because it was like, forget all the slick talk. You want to fight me, right? And on a phone call. Yes, I want to whoop your ass. Okay, let's get these people in the suits out the way so we can fight. Take it back to the essence. But I know you guys get that in the chat where you can be talking to somebody in the comments and putting out valid points and saying something, and then somebody put together an argument full of words that's kind of like, huh? Right? I don't know. Snack Crawford knows he's just doing this for the money. It's like, brother, this just a slick talk. I'm talking about real shit on who beats who and why and how. And the response is like, I'm not even talking to a real stud. I'm talking to like this little a bitch. And you start getting that in the chat and everything. Not to be on my soapbox, but it's like I've been bumping into in social media, and I was bumping into that in college. And it was just like, who are you, bro? What the hell? Let me see. Who's been more doubted and came out on top more often, Canelo or Bud? Who's been more doubted? I really don't care. Who's been more doubted and came out on top more often? I don't know. The closest I've seen Bud doubted was against Errol, and that was a 50-50. But I don't care. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't even care. That's let me see. Didn't he ask any not to negotiate the Tank fight? Didn't he ask? Yeah, he asked. That's why I thought he ducked. He asked Hearn. Now I was like, then why did you do business with Hearn if you didn't want Hearn to? That was my whole thing. But either way, the fight wasn't ready anyway. So let me see. Will there be testing a lot? Of course, positive out of Eddie's camp and Reynoso's camp. Of course, there'll be testing. Main tell Dr. Strange hands Stevenson to chill. Funny. Hey, but I would tell you this. As long as there's WBC belt involved, there'll be VADA testing. So at least we know for sure, since it's undisputed, there'll be VADA testing. Shakur has a point here. Simple point of the matter is we're all excited for Lamont Roach rematch for a fight that should never have happened. That's a fact. That's a fact. I think Bud might surprise us in the earlier rounds. See, I know, I don't think that's how I think the fight will go. I think Bud's going to be doing great in the earlier rounds. Seeing everybody feel sorry for him and him getting booed low key might bring out the crazy in him. Well, I think the crazy is brought out of him anyway, off of his op. He's already, he's not cheering for him or booing him is going to make him work harder or lesser, not against Canelo. That's what I'm saying. Going back to the real, like Crawford is really trying to beat the dude, regardless. I think Crawford's going to bring his best with what he has. It's just that he's bumping up against a guy who's like him. They're the same. Off top, but Crawford. See, that was another thing. Crawford was asking Canelo in that press conference, that first press conference. He was like, "You see me, right? You see that I'm different." And then Canelo was like, "No, you're the same." And he was like, "You see that I'm different, right?" And that reminded me of Plant, just looking for that. I remember when Plant was looking for that acknowledgement in the ring, though. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm with you, right? So to hear Crawford like, you see that out, you see it, and Canelo's like, no. Let me see, off topic, but you see Charleston White made, yeah, I know, one of them Island Boys, that was hilarious. Too much smoking, bro. Damn, I just got here. My bad. You watched the Jahai fight. Oh, yeah, I saw that war and he won. Yep. In my opinion, Bud's level of violence and skill will prevail. All right. I just, it's tough, man. It's tough trade. The reason why is, let me see. I just never seen him at 168 ever. It's just a lot going up against him. I cannot, okay, put it like this, Trey, put it like this. I saw him against Gamboa. I saw him against Ndangu. I saw him, if he fought like that, how he fought against Mean Machine, him at his very best, Kell Brook, if he fought like that against Canelo, Canelo's knocking him out. The reason why he fought like that against those guys, though, is because he was bigger and stronger than them. You get what I'm saying? So I never seen him fight any other way. But if he fights like that, he's getting put to sleep. So it's like, okay, so he's going to have to fight in a way that I've never seen him fight at a weight class I've never seen him campaign at. It's so hard for me to just say, yeah, he will find a way. He's not Batman. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to have to see it. But when I bet my money on it, I'm going to put it on what I know. I think Doom scrolling and social media has affected our world. A lot of people don't read books anymore, or so reading comprehension is at an all-time low. That too, but also I think most real ones don't comment. There's 2,384 people in here. By a large margin, most of the people watching and listening at work and shit aren't commenting. Not saying those who comment are fake. Many of you are very real and y'all are commenting. But who comments the most on social media are people who like to talk. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that run everywhere making a bunch of comments. It's their personality. That's why they know what slick to say, because they like slick talking. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people, listen, bro. Do you know how many people I've met who don't even have a social media account? How many people I've met that when you go to their social media, it's private? They ain't even trying to post what they ate or how their abs look or what their butt look like and stuff like that. They got 2 followers and they ain't active. Let me see. One thing I'll never do to you, Biz, if Bud wins, is criticize you for logically picking Canelo. Thank you, brother, to win this matchup. All of your reasons 100% makes sense. Thank you so much, man. I'm going to get that anyway. Like, brother, it didn't make sense for me. Let me see, Biz, you think Bud comes in light like 161 or 167? I hope so. I hope he just tries to be as big as he can without losing speed. I don't give a damn if he comes in at 158. As long as, but he came in at 175 against Madrimov. So I know it's going to be more than that. I'm just saying, I just think he should naturally be like, yo, I feel good right here, and get on the scale and be like 160. But well, it is what it is. Remember, Get It Back in Blood. Ryan loses, goes quiet. Yep. Oscar says no rematch. Yep. Should Haney put the suit on? Funny. Listen, about Haney, I'm not going to talk about Haney unless there's a fight, bro. I can't follow the whole, Hitchens one day, Brian Norman the next. I'll talk when there's a fight. Plus, Bill Haney doesn't even want me bringing him up, or he counted how many times I did. So I ain't got that kind of time. Let me see. Let me know when there's a fight, and I'll promote it. In my opinion, that Jahai fight was a great example of what we mean that boxing isn't running. Yep. He was the slicker fighter, but he didn't run and he was in the pocket. Yeah, because he knew he had balls. He was like, you ain't going to outfight me for sure. I loved it. Let me see. He's not Batman. It got me cracking up, brother. Batman always got something. Let me see. Imagine Tank moving up to heavyweight and fighting Andy Ruiz. LOL. We got to be practical. Yeah. Who you got? Taporia versus Charles. Jake versus Julio. How? I don't know about Taporia versus Charles, but I definitely got Jake over Julio. I I think I have Tevin Farmer over Kid Austin. We're gonna have to see that though. Hey, this off topic. Do you think RDJ will kill it as the yes? Are you excited for Superman? Listen, we're gonna end on this. We're gonna end on this note. To have fun. Everybody, the show is over. Here's the encore. I don't get. Robert Downey Jr. is going to do what especially he's going to be Tony Stark as Dr. Doom, which I read that comic, so that's dope. I don't get the hate for Superman. I don't get it. First of all, the Snyderverse was amazing. And when Zack Snyder did the Man of Steel and everything, everybody complained on social media. To the point where they fired him. That Justice League was trash, but it wasn't his. When he came out with the Snyderverse, the Snyder cut, that shit was mwah, right? And they fired him. Now everybody like, no, stop complaining about everything you want. It's like people complaining about Turki al-Sheikh. You want things to be more affordable, and you want the impossible to become possible. When it happens, forget that. And then if it were to go, if it were to leave, forget ShowBizz and Taco Hat. If I were to go and the war room just disperse, it's not as fun. Right? People are in their own way. Zack Snyder gets fired and everybody like, no. But here's the thing. Us as adults, we can't have the 80s and have Christopher Reeves and all the fun cartoon shit and then grow up and want it to grow up with us and say F our kids. We had Christopher Reeves, dog, with the underwear on the outside and everything. Let them have this damn Superman. It ain't for you with your grown ass. It's for the family. They got Crypto, it's cute. Everybody fighting. It's going to be lit. Superman going to be more vulnerable, a little kind of weaker, because Superman being able to lift the earth and drag the sun, shit like that, now is not even interesting, right? Make him get his ass whipped and become a hero. If you so super duper, you ain't even brave. And that's my rant. All right. Everybody want the superhero movies to grow up with their grown asses. Dude, let your kids have a damn superhero. Let me see. I know it's old, but I finally caught you live, and I gotta say it, Brian. Alzheimer's Norman. If that wasn't so of a sensitive subject, that would be a perfect name. Love from Chicago. Love you, boy. Did you see what Bud did to 160 Adamas in sparring? Yeah, but Adamas isn't a fantastic. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was like, I'm pretty sure Bud is whooping a lot of older, just bigger swing. Do you know what Canelo would do to Adamas? Let me see. The fight makes no sense. Some do believe Bud might actually win. Keep in mind, Bud is jumping 2 weight classes where Canelo is very comfortable. Yeah, but the fight, it not making sense is why it's lit. A lot of people don't need things to be sensible, right? Like I remember, I would ask, hey, who's better, Marvin Gaye or Michael Jackson? And people, hey, you can't even compare the two, because Marvin Gaye doesn't dance, and Michael Jackson did some rock stuff and some pop stuff. Man, who's better? You know what I mean? Who you listen to? Who's better, bruh? Marvin. Fine. Everything don't have to be in the. It being strange is sometimes more attractive, and that's why it's so lit. Let me see. Yeah, Tevin by decision. For real, Tevin. Dude, I damn near got Tevin, bro. I'm leaning towards it. I'm excited for Superman Legacy. Trailer looks great, and I saw the first reviews on it from the Philippines, and they're saying it was beautiful because it's shot in a way that's never been shot before. They're doing some Avatar, like some new shit, and they said it was great. Going to watch Fantastic. I'm not feeling it. Just me. I'm feeling it with both hands. I heard Galactus. When they see him, when they show him on screen, it's like a horror movie, which it should be, because you got a giant eating planets That's terrifying. I don't want to go there because we're in a new world. But if this was 2008, I would call a lot of people the R word based on these guys. All right. Okay. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out. Tomorrow we have the hump day. I have a video on Thursday. Not sure where. Oh, Friday, the Deontay Wilder fight. And then I'll be calling the Jake Paul fight on Saturday. ShowBizz adult. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out to this show. And I'm out. Trilogy. Unicron versus Galactus. Oh, they're almost the same thing.